Hello, you're watching Ellie from Ellymentry Papercrafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. Last week I showed you a card I'd made using the gorgeous designer series paper from Beauty of the Earth. So just to remind you, there are 6 designs, two pieces each, 2 sheets of 12 by 12, which of course is double-sided. So on the flip side, we've got some completely different designs, all beautiful, beautiful papers. So I've been sort of looking at scraps in general and thinking, so I've already started these sheets of designer series paper. So let's go with what we've got left and make something with those rather than starting another sheet of paper. I thought I like to try and use up my scraps. So without further ado, let me show you what I made with things I had hanging around on my desk. So to begin with, I've taken 2 pieces of the designer series, the same as I used in my last video. I'm making a smaller card this week, and so I've taken the 2 sheets of DSP. Now to begin with, they both measured 5.5 inches by 3 7/8, and I've simply torn the one diagonally down the centre, not really paying much attention to its exact measurement, but just roughly. So I've mounted the blue DSP together with the green one so that it looks like a hill, and this measures 5.5 by 3 7/8 again. Now my card is 1/4 of an inch bigger all the way round, so that measures 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. So when I use my Tombow multi-purpose glue to adhere it to this cardstock, I'm going to leave myself a nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way round the card. Now I like to use my tweezers for this because it means that I don't get glue all over my fingers, which later can result in me getting glue all over my card and my worktop, which obviously would spoil the appearance. So you can just get that down quite quickly on your card. And then I've got a little box of die cuts that have accumulated over time. Very often when I'm designing a card, I cut out too many pieces and they just get put in a little pot for later. So on this occasion, these die cuts were all different colours. So I wanted to make sure that they would all blend together to match this project. So with the tree, which started off to be just plain white, I've taken the soft suede ink pad and a blending brush. I've just put some rough paper underneath, and I dipped it into my ink pad and just took the worst off onto my paper, and then I've just coloured the whole tree with the soft suede. Then I've taken the soft succulent ink and a cleaner brush, or the one I use purely for the greens, and I've taken the other elements, which were different shades of green. They were that colour to start with, which was too pale for this particular project. So I did the same thing again, took the blending brush with the ink pad and just gently went over to get the colours to blend in with today's project. You'll see that these actual die cuts are designed for a much smaller project, not to go with a tree at all, but I just thought let's have a go and see what we can make with it. So I'm just placing the tree down and deciding that I don't want the trunk to be quite so long, so I've just cut a little bit off the bottom, and now I'm just working out where I think the tree might sit nicely. So then I'm just placing my bone folder there so that I can remember where I wanted the bottom of that trunk to fall on my card. I put my glue into this fine tip applicator bottle. That helps me to get just a small amount on all the little branches of the tree. so that when I lay it down, there's not too much glue to escape from underneath. So once I've decided where that's going, gently pat it all down. Then I found this scrap of paper which comes with the Ever Eden Designer Series paper, and I decided just to put that across the bottom there with this happy birthday banner, which I just cut by hand. You'll see on the other side that I stamped it in a different colour and decided it didn't quite match. So always remember there's two sides to a piece of cardstock, so simply use the other side. So that was using the soft succulent, and the sentiment came from the Celebration stamp set, which is called Special Moments, and that's free with any purchase of up to £90 from our catalogues. So you'll see I'm just playing around with these shapes, deciding where I'm going to put them, and I use that same technique again. I rested my bone folder in the position where I wanted the tip of that piece to lay down, and then when I came back to glue it, I knew where it was going. Now again, I'm just picking up pieces and laying them down and deciding how I want them to sit on the card, and then that little trick with the bone folder again. For this piece, it's quite delicate, so I put glue on the back of my hand and attached it to the cutout that way. And now I'm just putting glue on that piece of green paper, sticking that down. Now I'm not going to stick the top down there, I'm going to get that piece over the top so it rests just over the top of my banner. Now that piece of tissue was just to take off any little bits of glue that might be still there. So because I didn't push that piece of paper all the way down with the glue, I'm able to lift it up and just pop this other die cut piece underneath there, and the same with that last piece, which I'm just going to pop up the top there and slide underneath that little banner again. Tiny bit more glue on that one, and underneath it goes. Again, using that tissue just to make sure everything's stuck down and there's no glue going to escape around the corners. So that's my really small card made out of little scraps from my desk, and I think you'll agree it's really different and it will do for a lovely birthday card for someone. So if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to buy any Stampin' Up products, if you look in the description box below, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a link to my online store. There are also links to our digital catalogues, which you can browse at your leisure. And should you wish to order anything, just click on the link to my online store and you can place an order. If you're watching on Facebook, you'll see that link at the top of the page, and it says something like Shop with me or Shop Now. Thank you for coming to watch me again. I hope you enjoyed this. You can share this with friends or on Pinterest, etc. I'd be really grateful. And a thumbs up on your way out would always be appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.